This is my favorite quad, the Flywoo Explorer 4-inch walksnail. I pretty much built it from a frame kit with the Flywoo M10 GPS and V1 walksnail VRX. It weighs 149 grams without a battery. So what if we want to fly it for a very long time? If you add a 4S 450, it becomes 207 grams, which is not too bad, but this battery is good for maybe 5 minutes of flight. So usually you fly lithium ion with this. A lithium ion 3S weighs 120 grams, I believe, so it's gonna definitely make it over 250. So I've been experimenting with smaller lithium batteries like this one. It's an airsoft battery, 18350, supposedly 2000 milliamps and supposedly 3C. Weighs 70 grams. It comes with some weird adapter, but I changed it to XT30 and yeah, 70.3. For the quad, it is 221. Beautiful. You can even add a little run cam if you want to have 4K recording. So I decided to test this battery and see if I can fly for 2 kilometers out. And here's what happened. So here I am flying my usual route. You can see that my OSD, first off, it's not taking up the full screen because I'm still in Betaflight 4.3. And second, it's blinking because the Flywoo stack only has 2 UARTs. So I had to put my OSD on soft serial. And yeah. This is just a data refresh rate, but well, I'm okay with it flashing as long as I see all my information. You can see that the battery level actually dropped quite a bit right from the beginning. So when I took off, when I armed, it was 12 something, and as soon as I took off, it was already showing as 11.1. So here I am hitting 1 kilometer. Everything seems great. This battery is supposed to be able to work just fine down to 8 or even 7.5 volts. So I'm not worried here, just cruising and making sure I can hit my 2 kilometer mark. So you can see that the bitrate is 7.2 megabit. Video looks pretty good. Speed is 61 kilometers. It was a little windy. And I'm at 70% throttle, so not quite full, but it's okay. So here I am hitting 2 kilometers and I decide to go back. And you can see the battery still 9.7, 9.6, it's all great. I have tons of juice, and suddenly the battery starts dropping. So I think I'm hitting some headwind here, and it goes down from 9.5 to 9.3, 9.25 very, very quickly. And I still have 1.7 kilometers to go. And now it's below 9, which is kind of alarming. I have to throttle up a little. I'm at 85% and the voltage keeps dropping like a rock. 8.4, 8.3, and I absolutely do not want to land in this forest. It's I'm not even sure how to get there if I have to recover. And now suddenly we are down to below 8, 7.6, 7.6 still. Finally I'm getting to the road, so I'll be able to pick it up if it drops here. I want to fly next to the road so I can easily find it if something happens. 7.5, this is already way below what it should be, and my altitude's dropping. I'm already at full throttle, just trying to keep it close to the road. I'm seeing RX loss, and that's it. So here I am, assuming that the quad just went down somewhere, and I hop in the car to go find it. I still have the radio on, so I can have the telemetry, and the telemetry is still on, so I'm driving. I got there, there's nowhere to park on the side of the road, so I just drove very slowly in one direction, in another direction, and I didn't see the quad. So I thought I'm gonna go back home, grab my dog, and walk there on the side of the road so I can see better and not block the road with my car. I go home, and while I'm going, I'm already getting a signal that telemetry is lost, and I'm assuming that the battery is completely dead. I just have to go and find a dead quad. I take my dog, go outside, and I have telemetry again. Recovered. And I start walking. I'm trying to see what direction the quad is by pointing the antenna, and I see that somehow the telemetry is much stronger near my house, but as I walk towards where I lost the signal, it gets weaker. So I go back to the house. Telemetry is at 100%, which is very odd, because as soon as I step away, it drops to 95, 93. And I'll look around the house, and there it is. The quad is sitting right on my front lawn, undamaged, which is insane. If you look at the final minutes of the video, we can see that my voltage is dropping to 7.5, and then somehow magically it recovers to 8.6 right before the video cuts out. Somehow voltage went back up, and what's interesting is while it was returning home all this 800 meters, it was recording, and I do have this recording from the onboard DVR. So right here we can see that I'm flying back. This is fail-safe at 120 meters. Somehow the DVR is only recording from 400 point. So I assume when the voltage completely dropped, the VTX turned off, and then somehow it turned back on and continued recording. Right now it's still connected to the goggles, and actually right here, this is my car, and I'm very quickly driving to recover my quad, which is in fact flying back at 20 kilometers an hour. So it is flying, and I have no idea how it landed, because I don't think failsafe protocol has a landing algorithm. I see right here when it actually made it to where I launched, it's still at over 100 meters in the air, and then it starts slowly descending, and then the video cuts out, and I have no idea how it landed totally undamaged. But my point is that it looks like this battery lasts for a very long time. It does last for about 10 minutes, because my timer was showing 8 minutes of flight time when it cut off, and it still had about 8.5 volts. So yeah, if you want to try out this battery, you can do the same thing I did. Do it at your own risk, but I have no idea why it dropped and then recovered. But what I do know is it's fascinating how the flywoo M10 Nano GPS and Betaflight just got my quad back. I think it's a miracle.